Going? Okay, it's going. Ready? Okay. This is a chapter that is all about graphs. Shh, that is everybody's cue to stop talking. Okay, so we started by graphing points and reviewing how to graph points. And today we're going to talk about graphing lines. How many people remember, clap if you remember, graphing lines from Algebra 1? Yeah. Cool. So, we actually have a few different forms of equations. We're not going to go through all of them today. But a linear equation, can someone give me a good definition of a linear equation? Lydia? Okay. Points in a line make a linear equation. That's good. Does anyone have another descriptor or description of a linear equation? Marcy? That's slope, which is part of a linear equation. Okay, so a linear equation is, let's just keep it really simple. An equation that represents a line. Yes. Now, there are a few different types of linear equation forms or formats that we'll go through, but we are, we'll wait on that. Okay, so actually, let's go through one of them, the most common one, which is slope-intercept form. You guys remember that? Mx plus b, y equals mx plus b. So this is slope-intercept form. And we use this, that's what we're really basing today off of. So we're going to use this to graph some lines, okay? So basically slope-intercept form is just getting y by itself on one side of the equation, okay? So here we go, let's graph some. And I'm going to use you guys to gauge how many of these we need to go through, okay? So 3y equals negative 2x plus 5. So 3y equals negative 2x plus 5. Okay, so there are other ways of graphing these depending on what form you start out with. But again, today we want to get all of them back into slope-intercept form. So what would be the first step to getting this into slope-intercept form? Which is just a fancy way of saying get y by itself. How do I get y by itself? Kendra? Divide everything by 3. Good. Let me get my colors out here. Okay, so divide everything by 3. Okay, so when we do that, we get y, these cancel out, y equals negative 2/3 x plus, okay, this is like the one time that I would say turning it into a mixed number would be helpful because we need to know where it falls on the graph. So what is 5/3 as a mixed number? Okay, 1 2/3. Whoops, 1 2/3. Okay, so again, I don't typically say to turn it into a mixed number unless you need to figure out where this number falls. Okay, so we need that to help us graph this line. All right, so let's see. Let's draw a graph now that we're in the correct form. So everybody draw a graph on your paper. All right, so we've got this is what we're graphing. So this is the y-intercept, or b. You guys see that, kind of? Okay, and then this is the slope, or as Marcy said, I think rise over run. All right, so where do we start when we're graphing lines? Everything okay back there? There was a disturbance in the audience. That's good, yes. Favorite shape. Mrs. Barnett does a favorite shape thing. What does she use? Does she use a heart to start out with? Really anything that your favorite shape would be. Okay. So 1 2/3, that is our y-intercept. So we go up 1 and approximately 2/3. Okay, so in between 1 and 2. So each of these squares represents 1 unit. Okay, now what about slope? If our slope is negative 2/3, how do I use that to get from the first point to the second one? Ashley?
You can go down 2/3 or up 2 to the left.
Good. Down 2 and over 3. So down 1, 2, and over 1, 2, 3. So you notice if you start out in between the two lines here, you should still end up in between the two lines in that direction. Okay? Let's see. I am not prepared and I don't have my straight edge, but then you would connect them with a straight line. Okay? Questions? Pretty easy? Okay? So I'm going to ask for volunteers for a few more problems. I'm going to put them up here. All right, you ready? Is everybody done with this? Can I move it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So, So the next one, we've got 5/2 y equals 18 minus 3x. There, so that's going to be one of them. And then let's see, negative 3x minus 2y equals 5. What's that? Okay, let's do those two first. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to work on these, and then we will come back and take volunteers. Okay? Marcy is coming up. Everybody give Marcy a round of applause. Okay, how about everybody give Marcy a round of applause? Would you like some think music? Sure. Okay. Which one do you want? I have two of them.
Wait, didn't we just do this one?
Yes, you're doing it again.
Oh, okay.
For our viewers at home.
Awesome. Okay, so...
Hey, chillin' in Miss Miller's class, you know what's up. No compass to make circles, I'm using a cup. Cause I ain't buying no extra math materials. Learning about triangular shapes and spiracles. Turning the homework through the work, that's my motto. Chillin' in Miss Miller's class, doing math no homo. Whoever talking trash about the class can go and catch fades. Gotta do this extra credit so I can bring up my grades.
There's no stopping me in geometry. Two people by my side trying to copy me. I'm not feeling this. I don't think I'm gonna pass, so I'm just chilling in the middle of class, banging on my desk, drumming on the beat. So then Miss Miller comes up to me and tells us to do our work. Then I don't listen. That's when my grade starts to hurt.
Okay, clap if you agree with Marcy. Yay. Nicely done. Okay, so next we have Ashley. Ashley's going to come up and show us how to do the second one. Everybody give Ashley a round of applause. Well, how about everybody? Let's try and get the enthusiasm up a little bit. That's better. Okay, let's switch it up to the other song, other think music on this one.
I like your hair, Ash. I don't like my face, so we're just gonna go with this.
Yeah, we should make our own song, right? Yeah. Okay, folk song. All the songs. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. I'm talking about man.
Okay, clap if you agree with Ashley. Okay. Now, is there something that somebody might want to come up and modify on this a little bit? Everybody take a look at it. Look at this and the y-intercept. What do you think? That's okay. Oh, no. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay, so the only slight modification I would make is that just to put make sure you guys when you're graphing put the y-intercept on the y-axis instead of the x. It's gone, I know, magic, right? Okay, so here we go. Negative 2.5 down this way, and then go 1, 2, 3 over 2. There we go. That's a little bit off. Okay, how are we doing on questions? Good. Okay. Now, we only have, let's do like 2 more, and then we'll be, I know. Sorry, you guys. Just 1 more, I know. Our audience is getting a little antsy for our viewers at home. They're ready to be done with notes for today. I can let you guys, if you want to experiment with some of them on your own, you can do that, and we can skip one of the examples entirely.
Yes.
You guys want to do that? It has to do with graphing absolute value. Oh. Okay, let's see. We just ended on 3, now we're on 4. Okay, so let's see. Y equals the absolute value of 2x plus 1. Okay, there's actually a trick with these, but I'm going to wait to show you all the trick. Would you prefer the trick? Okay.
Or would you do it the hard way?
All right, so here we go. We have a request for the trick, so we will show the trick, okay? Everybody draw a graph on your paper. We have some gentlemen in the audience who cannot contain themselves. They're so excited about this problem. Okay. All right. So here's how we go. The 2 important things here, absolute value. What does absolute value do again? It makes it positive. Good. Okay. So things are a little bit backward here. You can treat these absolute value bars like parentheses, and because they're in parentheses, things are kind of flipped around. This now represents the opposite of the x-intercept, and not y-intercept. I'm saying that on purpose. I can't talk today. Holy cow. I'm so tired again. Opposite of x. Did I tell you all about my computer? No. My computer, yeah, I know. My computer crashed. I didn't tell you all this. I feel like I told everybody on whatever day that was. So I took it to Nerds on Call, and they said your hard drive has failed. You have to buy a new hard drive, which is $179 or whatever, and then it's going to be $200 and something to replace it, the labor costs. So I have been like not sleeping well, obsessing about what I want to do about this crazy computer. I have all of my old tests on there for this class, and it's a lot of extra work to recreate everything from scratch. So I'm trying to, yeah, be easier to buy a new one, but yeah. They can do what? That's part of what the charge was data recovery. So, if you know of anybody who can do it for cheaper, please let me know. Okay. So I've been not sleeping well, obsessing about my computer, and now you all know why we are in this situation. Okay, here we go. So, this is the opposite of the x-intercept. That's actually something to keep in mind as we work through here. Anytime you have things in parentheses, you're going to be doing opposite, okay? Now, what I mean by that is opposite of the x-intercept. So opposite meaning additive inverse. The opposite of positive 1 would be negative 1. So that is the first point that we're graphing, is at negative 1. Okay? Now, you still treat this number like the slope. I'm going to put quotations around that, though, because it's not actually slope, and you'll see why in a minute. If we were to treat it like a normal slope, the slope would be, how would I get from this point to the next point in the slope? What would I do if the slope is 2? Up 2 and right 1, right? And I could keep going up 2, right 1. And connect with a dot. Don't connect them completely yet, though. Okay, I'm going to extend this in a dotted fashion. Why am I going to extend it in a dotted fashion? Anybody have any ideas? Stacey?
Because the original problem was in absolute value form, the answer has to be in absolute value form, so you can't technically have a slope that goes into the element because that would be negative.
Excellent. So she said that we can't have negative numbers when we're dealing with absolute value. Anyone have any idea what happens at this point? No? No ideas? Have I stumped you all, Stephanie?
Does it become an array?
No. It actually bounces. Imagine it bouncing back off of the x-axis and going to, like, in the opposite direction. So up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1 in the opposite direction. So you end up with a V. Okay, let me get rid of this down here. Okay, so that's the whole process it's the whole trick. Otherwise, you're making a table and graphing. Yeah?
Why is the x-intercept?
Without going into a huge whole explanation, if we had a number out here, that would be considered the y-intercept. I have to go into like a really long, in-depth explanation otherwise. So can you sit tight, and that question will be answered when we get to that particular discussion. Thank you. Okay, any other questions on that? Yeah?
Was that the hard way or the easy way?
That's the easy way.
Oh, okay.
The other way is easy, it's just time consuming, where you actually make a table of x values, -2, -1, 0. Oh, okay. So, use the trick then, okay? All right, we have one more type of problem and then we're done, okay? Are we excited that we only have one more type of problem? Woo! Show your excitement, okay? Find K such that... So find K such that the graph of the resulting equation, by the way, tonight is back to school night, 6 to 7:30. If you come with your parents or guardians, or if they cannot come and you come in their place, you get extra credit. Just putting that out there. Okay, so I know that in Accelerated Algebra 2, we tend to get a little obsessed with extra credit, so there you go. I don't know yet. Find K such that the graph of the resulting equation, plus you get parent hours, too. So, parent hours and extra credit. How can you pass that up? Actually, I don't know if you get parent hours if your parents don't come. But, okay. Says so the resulting equation will pass through the point. With the given coordinates. Okay. So this sounds really long and complicated, and I'm going to show you that it's actually super easy and really fast. So 3x plus 4y equals k. The point that it passes through is 6, 2. Okay, so let's break this down again. So find k. We're trying to find a value for k. So 3x plus 4y equals k, such that the resulting equation will pass through the point given. We're given a point of 6, 2. And, whoops, that looks like it's about to die on me. There we go. All right, so this is the x-coordinate, this is the y-coordinate. All right, so can anyone take a guess at what we're doing here? That's plugging it in. Good. So 3 times 6 plus 4 times 2 equals k. 3 times 6 is, shout it out, what is 3 times 6? 18. And shout it out, what is 4 times 2? 8. 18 plus 8? How about, that's better. 26 equals k. And that is the end of the story. Okay, are there questions on this? Yeah.
There's no graphing?
There's no graph. We're just, so if you read the directions, it just says just find k. We found k. We are done. All right? You do graph some of it on the homework. All right, your homework tonight. Homework number 11. Page 78, written exercises, numbers 1 to 21 odd. See that? All right.